Welcome back to the third Saturday in October, your SEC Water Cooler podcast for the rest of us. Find us online at thirdsaturdaynoctober.com and on social media at TSIO Pod. You can also find us on Venmo if you'd like to support us at TSIO Pod. Donate $1 and get invited to our Saturday group chat where we just talk college football all day. I am your co-caster, well, I guess solo caster this week, Bradley. Jared and I are both traveling, and sometimes schedules just don't match up. That's where we are. So I'm coming to you live. I'm coming to you recorded from a hotel in Michigan, not in Ann Arbor, not wherever Michigan State is, but proudly repping Tennessee. Flew up in my orange Tennessee golf shirt today. Very proud. Got on the flight from Detroit to Saginaw. Got to go Big Orange. So to everybody in Vol Nation, go Big Orange. Gonna jump right into the games. We started off with Mississippi State and Florida. Florida winning 45-28. Florida is not looking good this year. They look pretty good Saturday. I think State's just that bad. And it's just uphill sledding. State's got a long way to go. Florida's got a bye next week. Mississippi State, it doesn't get any easier going to Texas. So pack your bandages, pack your Tylenol. It's going to be bad. Kentucky getting revenge on Ohio 41-6 after barely losing to Georgia last week. Kentucky played Georgia really well. Kentucky can do this. Kentucky can play good teams well. They're just built to play close games from behind. But good bounce back after a tough loss to Georgia. LSU beats UCLA 34-17. LSU found something Saturday. Just playing good football. They've looked questionable so far, and they're looking much better. Winning by 17 over UCLA. Down on the plains, Auburn loses to Arkansas 24-14. Rough day on the plains. Razorbacks took the ball away 5 times. Hank Brown not looking as good as he did last week, but also playing significantly better competition. Arkansas, little spark. I think Arkansas led the entire day. And Auburn was just making too many mistakes. Clean those up. We'll see what happens. Just interesting little tidbit. A former Hugh Freeze quarterback, now Bo Wallace, saying basically that Hugh Freeze has a tendency to throw his quarterbacks under the bus. And he kind of brought up the point of if Hugh Freeze is always complaining about his quarterbacks, maybe his quarterbacks aren't being developed like they should. So who's really to fault there? I don't know. It's going to be tough for Auburn this season. Arkansas is at Texas A&M. Auburn home against Oklahoma. Two teams who came off losses, seeing who can pull out a win. By the way, LSU home against South Alabama next week. Then quite an interesting game to watch. Missouri over Vanderbilt in double overtime, 30-27. Vanderbilt gave it all they had. My question coming away from this game, is Vandy this good, or is Missouri just overrated? Um, I think Vanderbilt's good. I think Missouri personally, I think Missouri is overrated. And you saw that reflected in the polls this week. They dropped just a little bit. But I think Clark Lee's got a good thing going down there in Nashville. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. I think Vanderbilt can, especially if they can win some close ones like this. I don't know. We'll see. Texas A&M. By the way, Missouri and Vanderbilt both have bias next week. Texas A&M uh, squeaking by Bowling Green. Ouch, 26-20. There's some issues in College Station, and not a good time to have them when Big Brother Texas has just entered the group chat. Texas is always kind of, I mean, Texas A&M has always kind of been seen as Texas's little brother. They don't like to admit it, I'm sure, but Texas runs the state, and Texas is about as good as you can get, and Texas A&M is looking not good. I can't remember if it was here on the podcast or somewhere else. Kevin Sumlin, like I don't know what he's doing. um, I I I thought he was a good coach. I thought he was doing good things at Texas A&M. I think they got greedy and look where they are. Um, but I do think that Texas A&M is reeling from the after effects of firing a good coach too early. Uh, they take on Arkansas next week, so I A&M, I'd look out. It is it is a home game for A&M, but Arkansas took the ball away 5 times from Auburn last week, so who knows? South Carolina wins big over Akron. USC doing some good things this year, beating overmatched opponents like Akron 50-7 is one of those good things. I think South Carolina, it's a hard place to sustain wins, but um, I think they've played some good football so far. They've made some mistakes too, but I think they're playing some good football right now. Um, my game of the week was also College Game Day's game of the week. Tennessee at Oklahoma. Tennessee winning 25-15. Tennessee's offense was sloppy, a couple turnovers. The defense was spectacular. Uh, Oklahoma's offense or Oklahoma's defense did well. Its offense needs some work. Um, but hey, Oklahoma held Tennessee to 25 points. Um, Tennessee held Oklahoma out of the end zone for a good portion of this game and created a bunch of turnovers. Um, it got a safety, um, really held at the goal line several times, getting some turnovers, getting some stops. Um, Gutsy win by Tennessee. It was great seeing the videos afterwards, on Instagram, social media of the players really rallying behind Coach Heupel. Um, Oklahoma, you fired him. You didn't want him. Your signs, College Game Day, uh, said said more or less he wasn't good enough for you, and there you go. He's good enough for us. Ole Miss beating Georgia Southern 52-13. Ole Miss is doing what they should be doing. They're beating the teams they should beat and doing it in convincing fashion. Um, that I mean, when you've got these cupcakes, you want to see scores like 52-13. You don't want to see A&M scores like 26-20. Um, Ole Miss is going to have much better competition as they take on Kentucky at home this week. But you know, I think Ole Miss has has the capability of putting some distance between themselves and Kentucky this week. By the way, Oklahoma is at Auburn. Tennessee has a bye. Finally, Texas against UL Monroe, 51-3. Texas did what they needed to do. I think they started out slow. This one, I have to look at the box score. This was this Arch Manning's first start? And I apologize. I've been traveling. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Early flight. So we're gonna pull this up in real time, and we're gonna look at. I mean, I don't think it's that slow. 21 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second, 9 in the third, 14 in the fourth. So it's more like they got a hot start and then cooled off. But they still scored points, and I think Texas deserves their current number one ranking. You got Texas, you got Alabama, you got Georgia, you got Tennessee, you got Ole Miss. Like all crowded, top of the rankings. So this is going to be interesting how this plays out, because there's going to be some cannibalism. There's going to be beating up on each other. How does this shake out when it comes time to go to Atlanta? And what does it look like in the SEC championship? Does somebody say, you know what, I don't need the number one ranking, or maybe not. With the 12-team playoff, do you play for seeding more than you do to play to win in something like the SEC championship? Do you take it easy? Do you try to let some backups play? Try to save your starter. I don't know. This is new territory. But interesting weekend. Things that stood out to me: Missouri Vanderbilt. That's probably my game of the week. Surprising Texas A&M, surprising Auburn. I think Auburn's surprising because I know Hugh Freeze can win ball games. Look at Liberty. Look what he did at Ole Miss. The coach can win ball games, and you got Cal and you got Arkansas. Two lumps that big lumps that you've taken, and rough start. I know his players are young. The ones that he recruited in there, I know. It's a tough time to recruit. Trying to recruit from the portal, trying to recruit from high school, and it's all very messy. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to a bye week this week. Not that I don't want to watch football, but personally, my balls could use a week to heal. That they were amped up and ready to go against Oklahoma, and personally, I got house projects, so I'll be following chat. I'll be following scores, and would love for you to join us in the chat. Find us on Venmo at TSIO Pod. Once you send something to us, just grab a screenshot, send it to podcast at Third Saturday in October. We will send you a link to our group chat. Join us there. Find us on social media at TSIO Pod, online at Third Saturday in October.com. I am Bradley, your host this week, your solo host. Reminding you that heroes come in all sizes. And roll ball.
Tailgate, man cave, living room, pregame, burgers, dip, chicken wing, chip and dip, pregame, scotch and water, IPA, Coca-Cola, pregame, slaying dogs, EA, you gonna watch?